So, General Assembly is still happening or has happened. I want to say it's over for now, or pretty much. I did not do the quick Google search to look it up, but regardless, doesn't matter. PFTK has been making big splash at General Assembly, a big wave. I mean, we've been making all of the water metaphors over at General Assembly. But that's not what I want to talk about today. There is a Facebook post on the 227th General Assembly Facebook page, and I thought it was very interesting. It was about a couple things. One of them being that there was an overture that was put on the floor to celebrate the 4th of July. You know, Independence Day, the 250th anniversary of the country. And they said no, we don't want to celebrate that. And you know, celebration can mean any of a few things. You know, celebration could be like on the Sunday closest to the 4th, which I believe is the 5th. You know, you can just say, hey, happy birthday, country. And that's all you might would have to do to still count as a celebration. But they couldn't even say that. And some of the comments about why were very peculiar. We're in a very odd place in this country. I believe there was some statistics brought up about polls that happen, I believe, yearly. And it's about how when polled, Republicans and Democrats in the year, I think it was 2000, would say that they were, I can't remember the exact question, but they were essentially either proud or very proud of being an American. The Republicans polled at 80% for either of those answers. And then the Democrats at the time, I think they polled at around 75. The Republicans may have been like 81, I can't remember exactly. Polled today, or in the last couple of years or something like that, Democrats, I'll say the Republican first, they were like 80 instead of 81. I think they dropped 1 point over the past 25 years. And the Democrats are down to, I think it was around like 30, 33, somewhere around there, percent. I mean, that's a pretty stark drop. And it's not because the country has not been living up to their expectations either. I mean, in some ways, sure, but in most ways, it's gone exactly in the direction they want to. You know, Democrats, they have not always been pushing for the same thing. You know, the desires of any political party change over time as different people and different movements come and go. But generally speaking, they've been, on the direction of we want more social policy, which has certainly happened. There are a lot more social policies in place in pretty much everywhere in the United States. There's a lot more social justice that has been passed. The only thing that they've really lost in the past few years is Roe v. Wade. That's pretty much the only ground they've lost. And even then, all their states that are, Democrat controlled, all still allow abortion anyways. Whereas things that have been pushed through, gay marriage is now not only legal, but I wouldn't say normal, but accepted would probably be the word by most Americans. I think the polling numbers have been going down, but generally speaking, it's just an accepted part of life. Transgenderism has now gone from being almost completely non-existent 25 years ago to being on the razor's edge of the culture. I mean, it's definitely taken a pretty big hit in recent years, but that was not something that they had on the table 25 years ago even at all. And so the fact that they have it as a possibility is still way farther ahead in their eyes than where we were 25 years ago. I mean, there's probably a bunch more things I could say, but generally speaking, they're getting what they're wanting. it's taking some time to get there, but they're getting everything they want, and yet they're becoming increasingly unhappy with how things are going. And I just find it strange. At what point are we going to be at where you want us to be? At what point can you be happy with the country? Or is it just that you will never be happy with all of your increasing gains in society? I've got a feeling it's that one, that they will never be happy. I mean, because if you were to treat the church with the same standard, you would always have to be saying that you are never appreciative of the church. I mean, because we can fully admit that we do not live up to the standards that God would hold us to, and we never will. I mean, that's kind of part of Christianity, but I mean, if that's the standard, is that we're not perfect, then why aren't we lamenting the state of the church? I mean, and if you are, maybe you shouldn't be, because the church over time has made so much ground. The church has instituted, I mean, pretty much all modernity. I mean, the Western world has, the Western Christian world has pushed largely almost every innovation that we appreciate today, as well as the end of chattel slavery in all of the Western world. And a bunch of other things. And if you want to count what the PCUSA has been doing recently, you could say that we've allowed gay marriage and other liberal hobby horses. So when is it going to be enough? I don't understand that. How you can still say that, well, as we've gone forward, I really feel like we've gone backwards. I don't know. I just can't get in that mindset. I think there's some things wrong with the PCUSA. Somebody should really try and fix that. Maybe an organization about Presbyterians that are inside the denomination fighting for God's kingdom. Maybe something like that. Somebody should make that. I mean, but that's pretty much the takeaway, is that the people, the more liberal people, liberal-minded people, I say even theologically liberal, not just political, they have an insatiable desire to keep going. They can never be happy, because when they're satisfied with what they have, they don't have a reason to keep pushing for things that they don't have. So we have to end that. That can't be the norm, because I'm not sure what else we could be pushing beyond what's already been in the last few years, but I'm sure it won't be any better. Like, for example, polyamory. But anyways, we'll see. That's pretty much the takeaway. I think I've said all I can really say about it, so can't wait for 2 people to listen to this. Thanks.